Welcome to the Joomla Community Magazine Whiteboard. My name is Luke Summerfield, and I'm the Inbound Marketing Specialist at Savvy Panda and J Inbound. And I'm excited today to talk to you about a really, I think, good topic. And the reason I think it's so good is because so many websites and so many marketers are really focused on driving traffic to their site, which is great. You know, things like SEO, things like social media, things like leveraging pay-per-click ads to get people to their site. But that's only the very first step in a long process of inbound marketing, and I think not enough marketers and not enough website owners are focusing on one of the other steps, which is, well, once they're on your website, how do you effectively convert those visitors into leads and continue them down the inbound marketing funnel? So today what we're going to talk about is how to create some really key things to keep in mind when you're creating landing pages, specifically to try and keep them as optimized and highest converting as possible. And these are some things that maybe aren't necessarily super common in this conversation, so hopefully it's unique and you get some really good takeaways. So the first thing, and probably the most important thing, especially since I don't think enough people consider this, is tailor your landing pages to your personas. Now, if you're not familiar with personas, right below this video, I'm going to include a link that you can go to, and it will tell you all about what a persona is and how to incorporate it into your marketing. But real briefly, I want you to consider your persona kind of as the core or the heart of everything you do, not only in your business, but also in your marketing functions. So when you're creating the content or when you're creating whatever type of offer you're offering on this landing page, it needs to be created with that persona in mind. In addition, any of the copy, any of the call to actions, any of the titles, the specific keywords, things like that all need to have that persona in mind. And so that when someone who does fit your target persona lands on that page, it almost feels like it's personalized and like you're speaking directly to them. And that will definitely increase the conversion because you're giving them exactly what they want. Next, simplify and remove distractions. Okay, so removing distractions, some examples of that could be removing the menu. It could be removing the footer. Could be removing maybe other types of graphics or other types of images that might distract the person away from the core message of that landing page. But think about how can I strip out whatever is not essential and not important to what I'm trying to offer on this page. The more distractions you have, the more likely the user is going to get distracted and probably move on. Now simplify, now that could be a lot speaking towards the copy. How can I strip out things in my copy that don't either qualify the person, speak to the persona, or speak about what the offer is itself? Use things like bullet points. Maybe you want to use a bullet pointed list is very common and very effective for simplifying the text and making it very user-friendly to read. So look at your landing page and find ways that you can simplify it and remove any distractions that might be there, distracting from your main action of converting. Show exactly what's in it for them or with them if you're not familiar with that. So when someone lands on that landing page, you have this offer of some sort, okay? But make sure that you tailor your copy, you tailor your image. One new thing I've been seeing, and I've seen a lot of success with it, is using videos to explain this, some type of video introduction. But explain exactly what this person's going to get once they've converted on that form. Because that's going to help build some trust. And two, it's going to help build value. Okay, so I'm giving you some personal information of mine. I'm giving up that personal information. What do I get for that? Okay, and it should be tailored around this persona, right? Each persona may have a different with them that's important to them. And two, it should be tailored towards some type of problem or some types of points of pain that once they convert and once they consume whatever content's after that gate, they will be able to solve with it. So, tailor it around your persona and tell exactly what's in it for them. Next, the form. Optimize the form. So we got them to our landing page. They read through all the copy. They're excited. They get to the form. This is a really make or break type of point for a lot of people on converting on landing pages. And there's this little balance you have to play, right? The balance between asking enough information that you can continue them effectively down the sales funnel and personalize their marketing, and for your sales team, right? But not too much information that scares them off and they don't end up converting. So this is something, in all honesty, I would test and measure, which we're going to talk about in the end. But play around with it. Find a good balance where you don't have this really long form. It's short enough that people are really excited and fine with filling it out. But you are asking the right questions and enough of them to give your marketing and your sales team some firepower for later down the road. Next, keep consistent. So you want to keep a consistent message from the time you're marketing to get them to the site in the first place, to any call to actions, to the landing page itself, to the thank you page, and then eventually down to the actual content itself. Whatever that message is, whatever that WIFM is, whatever that call to action or the verbiage you use, keep it consistent, because that gives a really good flow for the user. They can go from right through reading the same message. They know exactly what they want. If somewhere in the middle of that flow, the message changes, and instead of saying download this webinar, you say check out this presentation, they go, well, wait, is this in person? Is this something I have to go somewhere? And it creates confusion. So keep it consistent all the way through the board so that users are really have this great flow. And lastly, test, measure to improve. And that's probably one of the biggest things. You can't just throw a landing page out there and not perform any kind of validated testing or validated learning on how to improve it. So play with things like the color of the text. Maybe play things like how long or what questions you ask on the form. Your headline, your graphic. Does it convert better with a video? Does it convert better with an image? And if you perform these A/B tests, which you can use something like an Optimizely, you could use there's a web analytics conversion. There's a whole ton of different ones that you can use, but use some type of A/B testing to really optimize what you're doing on your page. Now, just real quickly, I didn't really go into the nuts and bolts of like the technical writing of the copy and all that. You know, that's a whole separate conversation. Again, today's is kind of talking about things that are maybe not so common that you think about. But, you know, again, consistency from your call to action to your headline to the call to action at the bottom of the paragraph to get them to fill out the form. So it could be some example of this could be download our ebook. Download our ebook, and the name of the ebook is Supercharge Your Marketing with Inbound Marketing. Same exact headline here. So when they go from the call to action, they land on this landing page, they see the headline here, they see the picture of the ebook with the same message, and it says, you know, download at the bottom here, download at the top here, download here. If you start getting into confusion where it's like, okay, get it, fill this out, submit, that's really not a consistent message all the way through. So very consistent all the way through. You can see here, we took out the menu and we took out the footer. So when I get to this page, all I see is your logo, right? So if I do want to opt out, I don't want to necessarily download this. I can click on the logo, it'll go back to the home page. But I see the logo, I see exactly what I'm getting. You know, there are social media for sharing if this is something that I think is cool and I want to share out. And then it's got this great flow right to my call to action, to my thank you, to consuming the content. So just a quick, I just wanted to show you the flow and some of the points that we talked about in this. So hopefully this is some really good food for thought. Again, this is a continually evolving process. It's not going to be something that you can just throw a landing page out there and expect it to be amazing. But these are some good tips that you can implement. And if you got any questions or if you got other tips that you think are good, I'd really encourage you to go down below, put it in the comments section, and let's get a good discussion going. Thank you.